Alrighty. I had some lunch with a friend of mine. She's in real estate the other day, and we were talking, and she was telling me now that she was losing confidence in the real estate market and that it may not be able to bounce back. And I think a lot of people are starting to feel that way. Uh, the pinch is real. I was a real estate appraiser for 27 years, and I got out in October. uh, it just became hard. And then I had been putting the economy is in uncertainty probably about 3 to 4 months after Trump had got into office. Um, that way, just letting know that we don't know. We don't know what the economy is going to do, and that's what we found. We're finding out now. But her confidence was still up there back around January and February. So this is June, and she was just like, "Man, I don't know if we're gonna make it through this." And I told her it was like pulling teeth for me just to finish an appraisal in October. So I I resigned from it about that time. And so I think a lot of people are starting to feel that pinch, and uh, you know, the thing with this is that it's time related. I post a lot of Mr. Global stuff about the oil, and I believe he said it was about, I don't want to misquote him too bad, uh, that it may be July to August. And now we're hearing Trump said himself the other day 4 weeks. And the reason why he's wanting to back out of that Iran war is because gas prices. And so we're going to have to start really thinking about this stuff. I mean, like today. If it was up to me, it'd be today that we start looking at all the local leaders and the national leaders. We have to understand, well, there's 300 million people now. Then there might be, and each county has to become accountable. Those people, those commissioners, those sheriffs, and those police officers have to become accountable to those people in that county, right? To me, that's how things can get done. Basically, are you for Trump or are you for the people? So we're talking about, you know, a month, close to August, and so you don't have any gas. There's going to be a food shortage, uh, and so once they get you down in a place like that, it's going to be hard to fight back. So it is really, really important to either go to your protests or start going to some of your Democratic meetings with some of those people and lend a hand and lend your ideas. I'll be honest with you, I don't like any ideas from anybody, to be honest with you. Uh, I think to get this thing done is just what I said, is county by county. But then people want to know, well, what the hell are we going to? And in my opinion, there's a new foundation that needs to be set. Um, I call it the four pillars of the foundation, and one was indigenous land, male and female equality, two, three, racial equality, four, and then set up an economic system that that is going to be fair to everybody. No, it's not communism or socialism. You still have the pay differences in that, and you still have the freedom to leave the country. Right now, they're not going to even want you to leave the country, probably not even leave the state, because another thing we have to realize is that they're afraid, and so they're going to fight like hell to keep what they got going. Because as the people are starting to become more aware of the bullshit that they're sliding down our throat with we're going to have to. Uh, People are getting mad. I can see some of these MAGA people getting mad, and that's fine. They put us all in the shit bucket. And my personal thing is we take that shit bucket and we turn it into unity, and we use those four pillars. And under indigenous land is where a lot of things can happen for us. No mortgage, no taxes, no insurance. I think you think about that money and what you could do with that money if you didn't have that. And the reason why it's on indigenous land, and I think that should be globally, wherever you're at. If you're in England, it should be indigenous land. If you're in Africa, it should be indigenous land. I think a dollar is a fucking dollar, no matter what. Not this petro shit, not this gold standard shit. And let some of these other countries come up, and you won't have the migration issues that you have. I think now a lot of times I try my best to be by the book and how I think. And so if an immigrant comes into our land, they should get paid what we get fucking paid. That's where our greed shows at the lower levels. Is it's like the student loan payoffs. People get mad about that. Um, I understand, but I also understand we're in a different fucking situation, and it's harder on people. Everybody is fixing to feel the punch a little harder. So yeah, I think that we might want to think about this a little more careful and think about, and I think there's an economic system that we can use where the people are at the top. And that way, none of this other bullshit affects us. We don't have them threaten us with mortgage. We don't have them threaten us with fucking race. We don't have men over women. None of that shit. But we have to make sure that people at the top, there's enough people to say, hey, I want this. I don't want to be on the bottom and have to worry about all that shit. So when you implement a plan or something like this, then there's peace. We're all in the shit bucket. There's unity. We're now, look, it ain't gonna be perfect. Ain't nothing fucking gonna be perfect. But to me, it's a better fucking system than us being at the bottom and having the shit come down on us. Right now, it's the oligarchs at the top. You got the minions of the Republican Party that boss can do no fucking wrong, kind of mentality, a slave mentality, actually. And so, uh, think about these things, and because in 4 weeks, it's going to be the beginning, probably, of something not so nice if these numbers hold up, and we'll just have to talk about it more. But keep it on your mind, people at the top. No mortgages, no insurance, and no taxes on dwelling. That gives a lot of relief to everybody. Now, I own a couple of rent houses. I'd lose them, but what I would get would be the fair market value. Those renters would have that house. You say it's a giveaway or a social? You have to. What I'm talking about versus what we're about to go through, there's a big fucking difference. And there's a lot. And so the renters, they will have a house. Now, the land, they'll never be able to sell it. I will not be able to sell the house that I'm in. Neither will you. Um, and so, all that stuff can be discussed. What I'm talking about is a framework. And so when I say we is us, that's what I'm talking about, unified and oneness. And so that is a thing that I think needs to be discussed more, because whenever I hear the economists, well, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to tax them more, we're going to fee them more. Bull fucking shit. That's what they do to keep us fucking down. So when you do hear a politician squeeze back on saying, hey, there's no way we're going to get out of this shit. What do you have? Nobody that I've heard has anything. Now, I've heard different people and different things, and I try and post what these people say, and that is the building. That is us saying, "Hey, this shit is happening. What are we going to do about it? We need to get out of it." So that's my piece, and I think we can do this, but we're looking at a time crunch, and it's better to do shit while you got gas before you out of gas. All right, y'all have a blessed one. Good night.